Hey guys! Today we'll be covering a 2003 romance film called Ing. A young schoolgirl named Kong Mina is crossing a signal on her first day at school. When she is in the middle of the road, the light turns green and the cars start driving past her. As Mina freezes, a kind man stops the cars and helps her cross the road, then continues controlling traffic even though he is not traffic police. At school, Mina hardly talks to anyone and prefers staying isolated. She frequently draws ballerinas on the board and practices simple moves whenever she can, showcasing her love for ballet. Later at home, we are introduced to Mina's mother, Mi-suk. She loves her daughter dearly and has been collecting money for a trip to Europe to show Mina a live ballet performance. When Mina finds out about this, she is overjoyed. We also notice that Mina never takes off the glove from her left hand and consumes a lot of medicines. That day at school, a teacher asks Mina to come to him if she has any questions since she joined the school mid-semester. Mina asks about the guy outside who helps people cross the road. It turns out that he used to like a girl who went to the same school. One afternoon, he was waiting on her side of the road when she was hit by a car and killed. Ever since then, he has been helping people cross at the signal in her memory. The story makes a huge impression on Mina, and she starts yearning for a kind of love like the man's shared with his late lover. In the following scene, Mi-suk and Mina's nurse go out to eat. As they talk, we find out that Mina suffers from a chronic illness that is bound to kill her someday. Because of the disease, her left hand is deformed, which is why she always hides it. Mi-suk does her best to fulfill all of Mina's wishes, knowing that she doesn't have much time left on Earth. The nurse suggests that they admit Mina to the hospital where she can get the proper treatment that can potentially make her live longer. However, Mina doesn't want to live longer, but wants to live like a normal person prior to her death. Before going to bed, Mina is by her window smoking when a guy downstairs catches her attention. His name is Young Jae, and he lives in the same neighborhood. Initially, Mina ignores him, but hands him a cigarette and lighter upon being asked. She wants a lighter back, but Young Jae playfully claims that he will return it later. The next morning, they meet again in front of the apartment building. Young Jae introduces himself to Mi-suk and starts a conversation with Mina. After he leaves, Mi-suk teases her daughter, saying that Young Jae is just her type. She has always wanted Mina to date someone and is happy that a guy is interested in her. Mi-suk and Mina share an unusual mother-daughter relationship. Mina calls Mi-suk by her name and treats her like a friend, more than a mother. Later that day, Mina is returning home from a bookstore when Young Jae comes into her view yet again. Having had enough of him following her, she asked him what his true intention is. According to Young Jae, if he troubles her enough, she will continue thinking of him and will eventually fall in love with him. At night, he calls her on her phone and asks her to stay near the window a while later. Mina tries to ignore him, but his personality has intrigued her. Somewhere else, Mi-suk is looking at old photo albums in the memory of her late husband. He was her only reason to live before Mina was born, and she misses him very much. She considers Mina a gift from her husband, which makes her even sadder that she will be gone one day. In Mina's room, she hears someone outside the window and decides to ignore it. But when the noise stops, curiosity gets the best of her. She looks outside and is sad to see that Young Jae is not there. The following day, she receives an anonymous gift. On opening it, she finds a picture of herself looking out the window. Along with it are a live turtle and a note that says turtles can only live when they have a partner with them. When it gets dark, Young Jae again arrives below her window. He throws pebbles to get her attention, but she never comes into view. In reality, Mina is at the shopping mall with her mother, which is why she couldn't meet Young Jae. She sees a pregnant woman with her husband and stares at them closely. She is confused as to why Mi-suk didn't abort her when she knew her child was going to have an incurable illness. Mi-suk replies that Mina's real father is an alien species who wanted to keep the baby. For a second, Mina believes her and freezes in shock. But then, Mi-suk bursts out laughing, revealing that she is just messing around. The following day, Mina goes to Young Jae's home to return the turtle he gave her. He shows her that he also has a pet turtle who would be delighted to have a friend. On being asked to return the lighter, Young Jae looks all around the house but cannot find it. Seeing that Mina is annoyed, he gives her a temporary lighter that she can use until he finds the original one. Mina finds out that he is a photographer because of the pictures framed around his apartment. The two go to the terrace and take pictures of the city together. Young Jae teaches Mina all the camera settings and the two have a fun time. Everything goes well until Young Jae confesses that he has a crush on Mina. She feels uncomfortable and excuses herself without giving him an answer. However, then we see her secretly looking at Young Jae through her window, showing that she is in fact interested in him. In the following scene, she and Mi-suk go to the movies to get their minds off things. Mi-suk playfully talks about Young Jae and encourages Mina to give him a chance. Later, Mina is on her way to a restaurant when she comes across Young Jae yet again. He gives her an umbrella since it is going to rain later. Mina meets her nurse at a restaurant and asks her if she's ever been in love. The nurse and Mina also share a friendship and are close to each other. She answers that she has had many men fawn over her and excitedly asks Mina if she has a guy who she likes. Mina thinks about it for a second before saying that she doesn't know. The nurse advises her to always trust her instincts when it comes to love. Mina takes her advice and gives Young Jae a call the next day. She asks him out for lunch, but Young Jae misinterprets it as her trying to suggest something more intimate. When they realize the mistake, Mina makes fun of him and playfully calls him a pervert. They meet for ice cream and have a fun time together. On the bus, Young Jae accidentally drops his ice cream on a lady. Mina helps her but gets her gloves dirty in the process. Young Jae takes it off and cleans it, which attracts everyone's attention. Instead of being embarrassed about her abnormal hand, Young Jae starts firing imaginary laser beams through it. Mina is glad that he treats her like a normal person and doesn't make her feel like a burden. Later that night, they go out to walk the turtles. They talk for a long time while taking pictures and goofing around with each other. When the two are together, they do not realize how much time has passed. Although Mina wouldn't admit it, she is falling hard and fast for Young Jae. The following day, Mina looks at her horoscope and finds out that the pink heart is her lucky symbol for the day. She dresses up in a shirt with pink hearts and goes to Young Jae's place for lunch. She notices several pictures he took in Hawaii and fantasizes about going there one day. In the following scene, Young Jae brings Mina to a ballet practice where he has been invited to take pictures. While Mina is waiting, she is approached by a kind woman who asks her to join the others. For the first time in her life, Mina gets to wear ballet shoes and feel like a real ballerina. Everything goes well until Mina suddenly falls unconscious. When she wakes up, she is at home, but is worried that she will be sent to the hospital soon. Misuk assures her they won't force her into doing something she doesn't want. The nurse and Misuk leave her to rest and come outside. Misuk is anxious because she has always been dreadfully waiting for the call that informs her of her daughter's death. The nurse suggests she admit Mina to the hospital at this point, but she still refuses and breaks down and sobs. Somewhere else, Young Jae is looking at a collage of pictures that he took of Mina when they were together. When the sun goes down, Mina and Misuk go to a playground to clear their heads. Misuk reveals that she has collected enough money to travel to England and watch a live ballet show. However, Mina doesn't want to go through with the plan anymore. Instead, she wants to go to Hawaii with Young Jae for a trip. She convinces her mother to pay for it and is excited that she finally gets to travel. The following day, Mina and Young Jae go out on a date once again. They paint their nails together and talk for a long time. Mina also snatches her lighter out of his hands and reveals that it belonged to her father. With that being said, she pushes Young Jae into a fountain and laughs at him. At home, Mina brings out the old photo album that has pictures of her father. She also finds her mother's journal, which reveals how much she misses her late husband. She is lonely and sad, but doesn't show it in front of Mina. This saddens her even more, and she cannot help but cry. The next day while returning from school, Mina looks at the traffic guy a little longer than usual. She notices him sobbing because the day his girlfriend died, it was raining like it is today. She feels so bad for him that when she meets Young Jae later, she breaks down into tears. She thinks it is sad that the guy has to live his entire life without a girl who is so important to him. Young Jae, on the other hand, is jealous of the guy that he got to make memories with a girl he loved so much, even after her death. Later, they return home in each other's arms. In the following scene, Mina and Misuk go out for lunch. Mina asks her mother to start dating because she will be lonely after Mina goes home. Misuk thinks she is joking, but Mina is serious about her mother finding someone to talk to because she won't be with her forever. The next day, Young Jae and Mina go to an aquarium to watch aquatic animals, especially turtles. While they're at it, Mina suddenly feels dizzy and falls unconscious. She is immediately rushed to the hospital and is told that she doesn't have much time left. A heartbroken Young Jae returns home and destroys a Hawaiian poster out of frustration. The following day, he meets Misuk, who offers him money for his services. It turns out that she hired Young Jae to be Mina's boyfriend when he first moved into the neighborhood. However, Young Jae refuses to take the money because he has actually fallen in love with Mina. The next day, he goes to visit Mina and reads her a book about the Hawaiian climate and culture. As he is describing the clean oceans, Mina imagines she and Young Jae swimming together. That way, she goes to her dream destination with him, even though she couldn't actually be there. They watch the sunset together and kiss. Back in reality, Young Jae makes her wear a bracelet and takes a picture of their joined hands. Cut to a few months later, the last picture that Young Jae took is in an exhibition. Misuk also comes to the exhibition and praises his work. It turns out, Mina died the day the photo was taken. Her mother has found a sketchbook that Mina left for Young Jae and gives it to him. In the book, she has drawn pictures of the moments they spent together and a picture of the traffic guy. Young Jae breaks down into sobs while going through the pages.